Hello to everybody watching and listening, and welcome to Mechabellum once again. I have a batch of 10 replays that I want to cast, and that is probably going to take all the time that I have until I have to go to bed. So if in the later videos I'm starting to get a bit tired, I'm sorry. This first game I primarily wanted to show because my opponent was playing weird. And when I'm saying weird, I mean weird. That is about the only reason why I want to show that. Anyhow, I'm going for more or less a bit of a basic start. I don't necessarily want to put marksman out into this board right now, because there's nothing really for the marksman, other than maybe if he adds some arc lights, which he does. But stormcallers, that, like, literally in the middle, I'm looking at this and scratching my head, because kinda you wanna use stormcaller splash for the most part. This is like if there was a giant here and you wanted to just destroy that giant at all cost, I could understand that placement. It's also super easy to distract. It's starting out completely weird, but well, maybe my opponent just likes to do that. However, it's going to get weirder. A lot weirder. So right now I'm basically just realizing, I need something in the middle to distract, because otherwise I'm not gonna be happy about anything. By the way, I forgot to show, I am a speed specialist here, so into Stormcallers that is actually pretty decent. My opponent is Giant Specialist. He unlocks the Phoenixes, I unlock the Wasps. And then I add some Crawlers and probably throw them, yeah, I'm throwing them here, simply so that they get the first few Stormcaller shots out of the way. My opponent starts mobile beaconing the Stormcallers away. Meanwhile, I'm just dropping some stuff to cover my flank. My opponent has put the Phoenixes, which is very unfortunate for him, on the side that my Wasps are at, which is the worst thing that could have happened to these Phoenixes, I'm pretty sure. They get killed without being able to do a single shot. Now, the Stormcallers being mobile beaconed away kinda means they are constantly a bit out of reach, and I guess it may actually make them spread a little more, but everything is open. Like, he has no army to stop me, all he has is Stormcallers, and with the Crawlers at their throats under a tower debuff, this is just another round over. At this point, like when enemies, I don't want to call them enemies, when opponents show me super weird strategies like this, I'm just weirded out a lot. I go for the heavy armor, my opponent chooses another mobile beacon. I'm throwing the armor on these sledges, so now they're bordering on 15,000 health. He buys 2 additional packs of Stormcallers and starts to just beacon them around the entire map. At this point, it looks almost like he's trying to draw somebody with arms here or something like that. I can't make rhyme or reason of that. He levels into his towers despite having an army that is not an army in any way, shape, or form. I don't know what the strategy here is. What does that even do? Now, since my opponent flanked here, I wanted to see if maybe I can get a flank of myself. I did recently test out, and if you only want to spend $100 on a flank, marksmen are actually the fastest flankers that you can have. Now, given that the tower is level 2 and there are Stormcallers here, that kinda is not going my way. It is, however, quite interesting that also some of these fangs got pulled, which is very unfortunate, but honestly, my marksman is now kinda sandwiching these Stormcallers. Not that it matters, all the anti-air is dying, and the Wasps are just moving in. And meanwhile, on this side, once more, there is not enough chaff clear. There's nothing to stop the Crawlers from just pushing in at 19 meters a second and taking the round again, and I'm feeling pretty good right now. But I'm always a bit scared that the opponent is going to have a very good move in the back of their heads that will just make everything I have fall apart in a matter of seconds. My opponent now chooses the extended range Vulcan, and I go for a second set of heavy armor, and I think I put it on these sledges here. It's going to take that Vulcan a long time to burn through these sledges. Let me speed this one up. Oh no, I put it on the Wasps, simply to ensure that they don't get destroyed too quickly. A lot of health on Wasps is actually pretty good, because with enough levels and armor, they actually start being quite capable of surviving some shots. I sold the marksman here. Yeah, as you can see, I'm kind of thinking, what do I do here? In the end, I decided to drop some additional Stormcallers, it seems. Yeah, that makes sense. Better chaff clear against Fangs here. Oops. And I did put something in this flank. So now the Stormcaller should be dealing with those Fangs a lot more quickly. And simply all of the Fangs going down will mean an auto-win by these Wasps here. The Vulcan is finally helping with the chaff clear. The Stormcallers are not contributing to the fight at all. They are in the rear, out of range, not able to shoot at anything really, and the Wasps just burn that level 2 tower down like it's nothing. Meanwhile, the Trawlers and the Stormcallers and the Sledges are doing the same to that tower. And my opponent goes down to about 1400 HP. At this point I'm feeling fairly confident because I'm not sure if anything can really hit me, and then hackers drop. Now for anyone who doesn't know yet, I'm legitimately scared by hackers. And praise the Lord that my opponent is not going for a Vulcan hacker, because I still don't know how to reliably beat that. I guess maybe the answer might just be Mass Fortress on the line. He instead goes for some Rhinos. I guess he's going for exploding Rhinos, okay. That will definitely help chaff clear a little bit. I also go for Rhinos, and I think I put them in the flanks simply because I was worried a bit that I'd have a Rhino flank to worry about. He also goes for Wraiths. I know, I'm dropping them in... I'm dropping one of them in the flank here. This game has been a couple of days ago, I did play this game a couple of days ago, so I'm really not that sure what ended up happening. He's once again going for the wings. He's getting speed up so that apparently his Stormcallers can get out of the fight even faster than before. Nothing here really makes sense to me. Nothing here really makes sense to me. The fight seems to, like this is actually pretty good value, I think, for the Rhino. Blowing up a bunch of sledges and basically fixing my opponent's chaff problem. Now there is these Wasps with armor. These are level 3. They are actually able to deal with a Wraith. But I don't have any other significant anti-air. The Fangs are going to get wiped out fairly quickly, I wager. These Stormcallers are so far out of the fight, it's not even funny. Let's speed this one up, because the Wraith is going to eat just about everything here, but you can see the raw amount of damage a single pack of Wasps is capable of inflicting here. Wasps do in fact eat all the Stormcallers, but are they enough to finish the Wraith here? It turns out, no. So my opponent takes his first round in this match. Now I kind of regret having the armor on the Wraiths, but you cannot really get... you can't really predict what might come. So I end up going for Senior Attack Specialist, which is also a nice buff. And I double tech these Wasps, get them to level 4. Now there's nothing really that the Wraiths can do. Other than winning the chaff was so freaking hard. And since I'm feeling fairly confident, I am putting the hackers here to try and counter the incoming Rhinos. I think I also sold the Rhino here now, so I have some extra money. My opponent is now no longer mobile beaconing around the Stormcallers. Instead, he's trying to mobile beacon around the Rhinos. I guess he might be trying to get them away from these wasps. And in case anybody thinks that maybe this could even remotely work, not only do I have hackers on the board now, and my opponent doesn't have a lot of chaff to move in with, I also have the ability to just hit EMP on the wasps, which will shut down all the tech on wraiths, shut down all the tech on rhinos, and what does my opponent have left then? I do go for hacker barriers simply to protect myself a little bit, and I go for oil as well, because, you know, why not? Oh, starts. So now mobile beaconing is kinda underway. This rhino is probably successfully evading, but only until the crawlers aggro. Yeah, the crawlers aggro, they are faster than the rhino, and even so they were kinda on an intercept course. Actually, since I don't have speed up, they have the same speed. So they kinda delay a bit, but the hacker actually doesn't get a hack off. On this side, however, the hacker is starting to do some good work until it gets stormcallared. That's it. You can just see how this one is turning out. Under the tower debuff, all of the stormcallers are being eaten. And I think this is the last round, or maybe one more. Yeah, one more. Kinda too fast here, but honestly. So, what do we have? I was just quickly checking how long the recording was, because then I can probably put it in one video. Oh yeah. In order to protect myself from fire, I'm just putting a shield here. My opponent does... I know that's my opponent's shield. I'm not entirely sure. He might want to shield the rhinos here. I'm not even sure what I went for. I was, as I said, tapped out a tiny bit. Yeah, well, I'm still, like, what are these rhinos accomplishing? These rhinos have done about 10 and 12,000 damage in the last round. I think if he mobile beacons them in and kills them while they are somewhat close to my hacker on the sledges, or at least breaks the shields of the hacker, that's going to be more value, in my opinion. I'm still thinking what to do here. And I decide to drop some overlords. Reasonable choice against the hackers, I think. Though honestly, not against all of these fangs, but I am clearing them with the stormers, so what does it really matter? Stormcallers take care of this shield fast or quickly enough so that the rhinos are moving in unshielded, and unshielded they just blow up together. Now there is some more chaff left, but the wasps are officially too much to handle. Look at these wasps go. They heal, like, these are triple tag wasps. Triple tag wraiths. And they're just getting eaten by wasps. This one even has an item. And it's not doing too hot against these wasps, so long, of course, as the wasps have something in front to tank. At the end of the day, this is just it. But I'm really... like, I am confused. Wasn't my opponent sabotaging himself the entire match long? With mobile beaconing these stormcallers literally out of the fight? I could get if he wants to mobile beacon them back a little, or if he starts them like here and then mobile beacons them back so that they can actually shoot the moment the fight starts. But at the same time, won't they just shoot these crawlers? So isn't that a bad strategy? I'm confused. Nothing my opponent did this game makes sense. I can definitely understand why some people might think of the Wraith as a counter to Wasps, and assuming you don't have these two techs, you are correct. Then the Wraith can counter Wasps effectively if they have equal range, or if they can get into range. But as soon as the Wasps have higher range, be it with Elite and or aerial spec and range enhancement, like 3 techs here give range, suddenly the Wraiths become one of the worst units against Wasps. I'm at a loss. But I managed to win because I legitimately think this is a bad strategy. I would like to see, however, because this player was not at like 100 MMR, I would very much like to see what this strategy can do when it actually works, whatever it's trying to accomplish. So, if you who are watching this are Mr. Warren Wells here, please give me a heads up what you were intending to do with that, because I kind of want to know. Anyway, thanks for watching and listening, and until next time.